A beautiful one, though. So this kind of started last night because I woke up with a bunch of downloads and just in flow and just been doing the work all day. But last night, after I got off the phone with a client, helping somebody process emotions, because I give words to the emotions that they're not able to process. So as we were going through the process, she started developing her own words to her triggers to where she could define and know that she was going to be fine because she knew her trigger points now. It's sometimes just a conversation. Anyways, after I got off the phone with her, just looked up at the stars and the skies. And earlier in the day, I broke here and cried. And I talked to somebody close to me who knew this individual too. And I said he would always show up for the hardest times and be a rock. That was true. And then yesterday, as I was crying, I said, I miss him. And I've never said that before. So when I got off the phone with her, I was reflecting on that conversation and I'm looking up at the stars and the skies. And I said, we had our time. And I forgive you and release you. And go joking on my own spit. Probably because it's true. This is about my ex husband who died over 8 years ago. And I said, I release you. Go on and do the work you're to do. I love you. I forgive you. We had our time. Took me 8 years to say goodbye completely. And I felt a peace upon me. I know he'll still watch over me, but I felt a peace. So when I woke up this morning, I'm in a gang, like going crazy in the brain. And if you're watching, give a like. And any which case, I was on fire this morning with downloads right and left. I wrote multiple songs. I wrote this and that. And when I went ahead and published today. But any which case, let me put my glasses on so I can see the comments. Hello. Shout you out, Marie. Your name's Adeline. Hello. Okay, Adeline. So, anyways, but then I looked at my phone and I dropped down the notifications. And this is going to go deep too. Today is my best friend, or was my best friend, biz bestie, and all those things. Today was her birthday, and she died in January of this year, and I had to say goodbye to her. And several months later, another bestie of mine from when I was like 19 was my sister in law from my ex husband, passed away too. So I've lost a lot of people this year. But the thing is, I know they're still watching over me. Sorry, I had to roll my window up. Somebody decided to jam. But the thing is, they're on the other side and they're taking care of me. And I think when I finally released the ex husband, who's been deceased, things came into flow like it was holding on to me in some way. Because I remember when he first passed, I was on fire. I flew here, there, and everywhere. But I came back to the hometown that this all went down in. And I'm here for a while longer. But to think how many angels you have around you protecting you every day, it's crazy. It really is. Everything happens on purpose. It's not to hurt us, It's for us. It's to grow us. It's to bring whatever out in us, to release it, to let it go. And that's what I do as a pain whisperer, as a energetic surgeon, as a medical intuitive, because I take on those things. Hi, Marie. So, with all that being said, when you let go, the peace you get is like no other. It's really true. Because peacefulness comes from within, not from another. It's your chap. It's your life to travel. Hi, Sarah. And it's your journey. And sometimes the journey is rough, but it's what do you let go of? What do you need to say, you know what? I'm okay even though. Sometimes we don't have words to process the emotions, and that's where I come in with my healing sessions. Is I give words to the emotions that cannot be seen or said or processed because it's just a heaviness. And so when you have such a heaviness on you, it's hard to process. That's a trigger. Because I know she said, when I get disrespected, that's when I want to cry because of the disrespect. And she said, so now I know what's happening and why I want to cry. Now that I don't want to cry anymore, now I'm angry about it. You disrespected me, so now I'm pissed. So she changed the process. She found clarity within it. But it was through a guiding of, hey, let's do this. And just holding space for her to have the emotions. And there's a lot of places that the emotions are not able to process because there's not a safe place within them. And that's for men and women both. But I provide a safe place because multiple people I've spoke to lately just call me in tears, or I call them because they're like, call me. And I call them and they are crying and they can't talk. I said, okay, let's pause. Cry, 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 cry till you can't cry anymore. I'm here for it. I'll hold you through it. And then we can talk when you can use your words. And so many times people, they get so overwhelmed with the emotion that they can't process it, no matter what it is, good or bad. Because sometimes even good emotions are like, oh, whoa, this is a little scary. This is vulnerable. But you know what? You push through it anyways. Because what's on the other side of fear is everything you desire. Fear is false evidence appearing real. So when you push through them vulnerabilities that you're scared to be and do, and you push through them anyways, boy, there's beauty in that too. So, false evidence appearing real, both in vulnerability and tears, well, there's something there. I'll be putting up other videos later, so give us a like, subscribe, hit the button, get notifications, whatever you want to do, because I want to be putting up more content to how to get through, for one, and number two, some pretty deep things coming through. They're programs, yes, and they're paid, yes. But there's such relief and wonderment on the other side. I was knocked on my butt for a minute and was fussing and fighting and just couldn't deal with it. But the thing is, when I sat in it and said, what am I supposed to learn? What am I supposed to know? Yeah, God showed up and let me know. So this was just a quick one. This was just a quick one, just to give the nuggets. So, y'all have a wonderful night, evening, day, wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for the likes, the shares, whatever you've done today. I appreciate them all. Bye.